What's the benchmark of proof? Well, here's the thing. There has never, not once in the history of science or the history of medicine, been a study that proves a vaccine actually works. Here's what I mean by that. Easy way to prove it. I would give you the vaccine. I would give you time to build up your antibodies to the vaccine, so you are vaccinated. And then, after a certain time, I would take the actual virus or the actual, viral particle or whatever it is that causes the disease, and I would inject you with it. And I would see if it worked. Has that type of study ever been done in the history of mankind? No. Never been done. Not once. Why has it never been done? Because they say it's unethical to give any sort of knowingly give a virus to that person. So that study has never been done. So when people say, well, vaccines are totally proven. I had a debate one time with a patient in here, and he said, there's this much vaccine proof, and there's only this much saying it's against it. And I said, name one study that's ever proven it. Name one. Well, there's lots of, they can do titters of your blood. So they give you the vaccine, and then they test your blood, and they show you do indeed have the antibodies that the vaccine created, and you have enough of them, so you must be protected. But is that a true proof? No, it's not. And we don't know if those antibodies actually attack the real virus or not. So the question is, how do we prove it? Well, you really prove it by, is the disease being eradicated? Is there less diseases, and so forth? But that's a very complex issue, right? Very hard to determine, like, if I determine me vaccinated versus you vaccinated, So the truth of the matter is there's never been any true proof. They can do stuff like weight in rats, and I put it in their weight gain test and antibody titers and all that kind of stuff, but that doesn't actually prove if a vaccine works or not. What they did say, the reason that they all say it's proven, the reason that we in school were taught that everybody knows it works, is because the diseases went down. But were the diseases going down already? Let's look back at our charts. Did the vaccines actually change these charts significantly? I can show you in polio, it was going down, 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 and then the first wave, the Salk vaccine was given, and it actually went up. Polio rates went up for a while until they changed the formulation and it went down. So you kind of look at this and say, if it didn't actually get rid of these diseases, then what are you using as proof? Well, they have antibodies. Well, that doesn't mean, it's like archers, is that really proof? Another thing that they refuse to do is vaccinated versus unvaccinated babies or people. So an easy way to say, is vaccinated kids healthier than unvaccinated kids or vice versa, would be to take 100,000 babies, half of them get fake shots, half of them get real shots, and we gauge their progress over the years. Would they ever do a study like that? Why? Because they say that it would be unethical to not vaccinate because we've already proven that vaccinations are safe and effective. So let's go back one step. Have they ever proven that vaccines are safe or actually work? They have not. So, but they won't do that study. The government won't allow you to do that study. I can tell you that they've done statistics and showed that unvaccinated children are off the charts healthier than vaccinated children in terms of missed days of school, in terms of autoimmune diseases. Obviously, we'll talk about autism, but in unvaccinated population, autism literally doesn't exist. There are some cases of genetic autism, but the autism-related spectrum does not exist in populations like the Amish and the Mennonites and so forth. And we've got this great community that's spread out everywhere, chiropractors having kids that aren't vaccinated. And we've got all these stats on them compared to the rest of the population. But is it true proof? Because it's not a double-blind study. The people knew that they weren't vaccinated or not vaccinated. Of course, they had belief that that was a better system and so forth. So the only way to really prove it would be to take a big sample, 100,000 people, half of them are vaccinated, half of them are fake vaccinated, and then choose to see what happens. That would be the study. I would love to do that study.